Hello, everybody. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. I'm in my hallway bathroom. This room is kind of important. On the day of the murder attempt, I come home from the grocery store and I noticed that somebody had been inside my home again. I had been reporting repeated burglaries to the police, people in the attic for over a year. Okay, and so the ex-wife had already told me there was a trap door here. She had just moved out, a couple of weeks earlier, and I didn't know which room it was in. So I get this idea to tie wire my spare door shut to compartmentalize my house and try to figure out which room that this trap door was coming in, where these criminals were breaking my home. I knew they wasn't coming in the regular doors and windows. I already had them bolted shut and the windows screwed together. And so then I'm shot with my phone lines cut, burglar alarms go off the attic, all that, crawled out, went to the hospital. They faked my x-rays, tried to cut my leg off, crippled me for life. I get back out of the hospital 10 days later, and I'm wanting to, look for evidence, find out what's going on. And one thing I find in this bathroom that I towered the door shut was these pry marks on the top of the door jamb there, see? And so and I had painted this house when I first got here, and that wasn't that way, before I shot. So I knew I had trapped a burglar in this room. And that day, that also found that the hinge was torn off off the wall here. And so, I figured I was shot, crawled out, and that burglar was panicked to trying to get out of this room. My guess is who let him out was the police. Davis, Sergeant Matthew Davis was the first police officer, time stamped to be in my home at 11:03. Wasn't seen arriving on the cameras that saw Woodward and Naylor outside. That told me he come from under my home. The second one was Dickey. So I figured Davis and Dickey, that's who let the burglars out. The police actually were working with the burglars breaking in my home, and I'm shot during a burglary, during the commission of a felony. That's what makes it capital. I'm going to show you some more evidence. Okay, this is a form that I found in the police reports, and it's called a application facility for emergency detention without a warrant for examination to the Midland Memorial Hospital, filled out by Officer April Chandler, one of the secret police dirty cops. Okay, the timestamp on it is at 11:03, and I was crawling out at 10:42. So we're talking 21 minutes after I'm crawling out. She's filling out this form, and she says, "Mr. Webb showed paranoia to the extent," and see how she wrote. She started to write, "He shot himself," okay, and she scribbled that out, knowing that was a direct lie because I hadn't shot myself. So she scribbled that out and changed the wording to say, "He caused himself to suffer a gunshot wound to the ankle." Okay, and so what the way I take it is that I had recognized I was under home invasion. Criminals were breaking my house, and I towered my door shut. And she was saying because he was trying to protect his life and property and stop these criminals from breaking his house, he caused himself, he forced us to break into his home, cut his phone lines, and shoot him. That's what she's saying. It's his fault we tried to kill him. And I think it was all in reference to me tie wiring the door shut. Okay, I'm going to show you another one. This one is, at the top is the nurse's notes from the emergency room, okay? And it's timestamped too at 11:27. I crawled out at 10:42. And ER nurse Cresswell is documenting what I'm saying. Patient stated, "My neighbor's breaking into my house. There are sirens going off. I have tie wire around my cabinets and my doors. In closet, there's a voice recorder recording what's happening. I have cameras. My neighbors have built a tunnel from their house to mine. They're still in my stuff. The alarms kept going off. I was tie wiring my doors to keep them out. I was telling the police that, And here's another one at 12:03. I said the next door neighbors hide in my house when I'm there, and they live there when I'm gone. I can show you where they're breaking in and going through the sheetrock and the tunnels. I have no idea what she's talking about. I saw it on the internet and hear them down there. I was talking on a white voice recorder in case something happens to me, saying what they were doing in my house. I have proof. Just go look. There's proof. The voice recorder recorded the burglar alarms go off, and that proved that I was shot during a home invasion. The police went to my home and stole the voice recorder. That's what happened, okay? And she documents Detective Rose Rodriguez has patient's necklace and stated that she was going to give it to his brother. It was real odd, but one, it proved that Rodriguez was in the room when I was telling him I have proof. Go look, there's proof. So she knew it, and then it gets stolen, that voice recorder. Okay, Detective Rodriguez, she has a whole different story. She didn't know the nurse was documenting her. And she said, I contacted Buddy in the exam room at the ER, and I identified myself. I asked Buddy to tell me what happened. Buddy said he lived 3802 Fair Circle, and he was locking up for the night. Buddy advised him to make sure all his doors and windows are locked before going to bed. Buddy said at 12 gauge leaning up against the wall in the kitchen. He stated he was going to lock the door leading from the kitchen into the garage when his gun fell off, and when he shot the shotgun, accident fire and shot his ankle. And then she goes on to say, Buddy said his phone was not charged, so he went outside and screamed for help. That's a lie. I didn't never say that. I had a fully charged phone. Actually, my cell phone was stolen. I had a fully charged cordless phone in my pocket, Buddy said the neighbors didn't hear him. Buddy said he got in his truck, drove to the 7-Eleven. He talked about it. Buddy was delusional. Okay, she never says anything about the burglar alarms going off, the proof at the house, the voice recorder. Buddy's locking up for the night, said he knocked over his gun. She made that up, but she didn't know that the nurse had documented what I was saying. The point of this, though, was I had told him about tie wire and the door shut. One last one on the tie wire, because this is what this is about. Here's a guy over in Lovington, New Mexico that told me Shannon Jeter, and I think he knows something. A real law enforcement could talk to him, the kind that don't sneak in their homes, help murder citizens reporting crimes to them. It says, I hear you, be careful. Cops kill people every day and get away with it. All they got to do is say they feared for their life, and that's all it takes. They can kill you and get away with it. See it in capitals. So be careful. Don't make them mad. Sell the house. Hell, they'll probably give you a lot of money for it to get you to stop publicizing their business. Then you go buy another home, be left alone. And what's their business? Is it pimping out little kids at underground wholesale parties? I mean, what is their business? Well, good luck finding a DA to file any charges on a cop or public officials. Just doesn't happen, especially if it's Chapo's multi-billion-dollar underground tunnels. Wouldn't you think if police won't do anything for you but cover up the attempt on your life that bigger people than you can ever perceive won't let you pull their blanket, won't let you pull down their blanket to see them caught with their pants down? Like I said, play with fire. You're going to get burnt. It's hot in hell, they say, so they're going to get tormented like you have been. Keep your doors locked and tie wired shut. It will slow them down. So that was kind of an indicator, one, that Shannon knows what he's talking about. Two, maybe it was cops that tried to kill me, and the excuse that they used was, or tried to justify it, because I had trapped a burglar during a home invasion, and after reporting repeated burglaries, the police, and I said it before, that I had made the near fatal mistake of reporting crimes to the police, not realizing they were involved in the crimes. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.